Hello everyone, this is my second tool. It's called Now Comment and you can find it at nowcomment.com. It's really easy to set up. You have a free account and you can set it up using an email address or a Google account. I use my Google account and set up my free account. So let's take a look at how you get started. You can upload a document. So if you already have resources, all you need to do is, take that Microsoft Word doc or take your PDF and you can just upload it right there and get the students started right away. I chose to make my own blog. So I pulled together a whole bunch of different activities that I do with my class. And a lot of them, if it was face-to-face, I would be there and I would be telling them the stories and I would be explaining what the picture is. What I really like about this is I actually had the opportunity, if I wanted to, I could record myself and tell my stories and have them comment on them as I go and then show them the pictures and ask them the questions. I didn't do that for today, but it doesn't mean that you can't. So once you get to, you've created your document, it gets stored in your library. And when you create your document, one of the cool things about it is that you can make it open or closed. You can put a start date or a close date on it, which gives them a short amount of time to comment on it and get back to you. And it also had a few other options for things like customizable highlighters and different tools. So it gives you a whole bunch of options, ways to customize this assignment. It also gives you the opportunity, if you want to invite people or groups, you can create groups. And so say if I had, Physical Science 101, I could have all of their email addresses in that address book, and then I can just send it out to that group. Right now I don't have anyone in my address book, but if I did, I could do that. So I created this blog. One of the downsides about this is once you create the blog, you can't go back and edit it. You have to start from scratch again. You can add things to the ends. I decided at the last minute I wanted to add a video once I figured out that it had that functionality. So you can see that this was a late addition and that Mrs. Hunt added it to the end. It gives you have to add a reason as to why you added something new. But you're allowed to do that. And then I had to add again because I wasn't thinking when I added the video to ask the students to comment on anything of note in the video above. I'd probably be much more specific if this was a real assignment. So if you look here, this is a story about how I was on the college crew team at my university. And if this was in a live classroom, I would have told the story. And then I could always make a video and put myself in there telling the story. And then I have a picture of what the 8-man crew boat looks like, so that they can kind of get a sense of what it looks like if they've never seen one before. One of the great things about this is that you can use pictures. So if you have a class that, maybe if I was using a scientific model, like the model of the atom, I could take lots of different models of the atoms and ask why those different pictures might, what they tell the students, like what do you think this means, and have them share their ideas over here in the comment section, and they could highlight the picture that they wanted. You can see on the top it tells you how many comments you have and in what areas, and it will highlight it here. And then if you click on the number 1, it will actually bring you to the comments in the right. This reminds me a lot of Actively Learn, which we use with Liz to go over a few of our readings. So it's very similar in that way. If you want to highlight, and you can see that they have different color codes that you can choose from, and they have different meanings. You can actually change these meanings as you set up your documents. So if you have certain colors that you use in your classroom that mean certain things, you can customize these. So when you go through this, when you want to comment on something, you just hit the plus button. Of course, here we go. You press the plus button over here and asks you, do you want to comment on the sentence, the paragraph, or the entire documents? The summary, at the beginning, they give you now comment documents that you can practice on. I would absolutely, if I was doing this in an online classroom, give them probably something fun to practice with, maybe an icebreaker, a way of getting to know each other, just so the students were familiar with the tool, so that they could focus on the content once they were here. It says to write a summary of your comment. If it fits in here, if your question or your comment fits in within 255 characters, that's fine. If you need to add more details, there's space below. There's also advanced options to, let me see if I can drag this up for you guys to see. Move my face out of the way. To start a conversation, you can add tags. There's also a way to have a private conversation with someone in the group, but as the teacher or the person who created this, you can actually nix that part of it, which I would probably do in a classroom. And then one of the things I really liked about this was that you can comment on a video. So as you're watching, and I don't think that this video is going to play the sounds, but I could go and add a comment at any given point in time, and you would be able to see the comments of your classmates as they go through the video. So maybe ideas that you had during the videos, questions that you had, so that we could discuss it in the chat. One of the other things that I really liked about this is that it's pretty painless to make a blog, and I think this might be a great idea for a final project, a summative assessment, something to share, an authentic assessment, something to share with the world, and to have people look at it and comment on it and maybe ask questions about the project. I think this would be a really effective tool for that. So this is Now Comment. Thank you so much for watching my video.